Are you ready? Are you ready, Chris? Are you ready for the most hyped Brian on the channel right
Dude,
now? We're live, like I'm
it's, Oc-
recording.
it's October 29th, man. It's one
And
day of early voting in Texas. Many states have limited windows. People can get out there and vote.
vote.org, top link in the description. All right, we've done our civic duty. Let's talk Final Fantasy XVI, Chris. I do apologize. There's going to be some butchering of words. Welcome if you guys are new. I am the
How
butcher of
can you
words.
mispronounce them? They just came out.
They just
They've
came out.
never been said.
We've
You'll be
never heard them
never
audibly
say
before.
them.
I will set the tone today.
Nobody's ever read them aloud.
Today we will officially determine how
These are
things are
objective
pronounced.
facts.
You guys know Work to Game said that
This is
this is
it.
actually pronounced this way. It's like that guy's an idiot. Like he cannot read. Like we should not.
Idiot has nothing to do with it. We set the pronunciation.
That's how it happens, guys. Today, Final Fantasy XVI confirms more news, which basically confirms Yoshi P is a filthy liar, saying that no more 16 news is coming until 2021. That I love that guy. Like he is such a great showman. I swear. I just
The website went live. That's not.
that's
He
not
said
a
they
lie.
would be there to like deliver more news and have another conversation. There's no conversation.
There's a massive
publish.
conversation.
He just hit
Massive,
publish.
whatever. I love Yoshi P. This guy is the best, and I think a lot of things that we're gonna go in here today, guys, is great. Obviously, we were planning on talking about my impressions of WoW, and we're gonna put that to tomorrow because, as we joked, like, oh my gosh, you have news on the wheel right now, Chris, and we're like, oh yeah, like wouldn't it be funny? But oh yeah, by the way, 16 breaking news. On the PlayStation blog, link will be in the description, and there's a little bit more extra detail regarding these nations over on the official Final Fantasy XVI site, guys. Hopefully you can go check it out, nerd out with us as we get ready to move forward into a brand new Final Fantasy experience. It starts how Mothercrystals, dominance, and icons fit into the world of Vashvasha. How would you pronounce that, Chris? It's Valisthea?
I
Valisthea?
don't have it in front of me. I
suck as
read
a-
it when you linked it to me.
Pull it up so you can help me like
got it, I
set
got it.
these tones. All right, while Chris is pulling it up.
I wanted the Brian pronunciation to be the official pronunciation. This is it.
Yeah.
All right. Valisthea. I
Valisthea.
would say.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out as it goes from there. That's better because I keep tripping up over it. So Yoshi starts. Hello, everyone. This is Yoshi Noki Yoshida, producer of Final Fantasy XVI. Everyone here in the development team is currently working together on a massive scale to bring you an all-new game worthy of the Final Fantasy name. Our next major announcement is planned to take place in 2021, but ahead of that, we have revealed the Final Fantasy 16 teaser site. So we know in 2021, February, they're going to be doing the stuff for Final Fantasy XIV as well. From what we've already learned with the name of the world, you know, I guess we'll always keep having theories of, is this a shard of the 14 universe? I know Ethis had a whole thing where they thought his name was Shardbert, and that actually went viral. If you haven't seen the Ethis video, guys, it is freaking hilarious. He's just memeing because it looks like the character looks like something, you know, a little bit of a version of the Warrior of Light, right? There's a thematic design there. So anyway, Shardbert is running around, and anyways, too perfect.
Part of the Chub Squad or whatever we're called when we're watching Ethis.
So anyway, on the teaser site, they got a lot more information, and most of it actually really is summarized here on this PlayStation blog, but there's some extra detail over there. And look at this image of the Mother Crystal and the city. Oh, I swear, the Square Enix team is some of the best. Art, music, the whole Heaven's Word team is working on Final Fantasy 16. This is, I think people are going to be blown away. I am overhyping it because I can't even
If
express.
it's not perfect, it's failing. You heard it here first.
Heard it here
It will
first.
be perfect.
It will be the
There will
perfect
be
Final
nothing
Fantasy.
to dislike.
Not
It
a
will
thing.
Be available on day one. No delays.
Not a one. A land blessed in the light of the Mother Crystals. Final Fantasy XVI's adventure takes place in a land called Valisthea, which is studded in colossal mountains of glittering crystals called Mother Crystals. These Mother Crystals have towered over the realms around for generations, blessing them with aether. The blessing of the Mother Crystals has allowed these realms to thrive and their people to live in comfort. I like that we can still have aether. I love that Mother Crystal kind of in ways reminds me of Hydaelyn. That's, you know, there are some thematic names and things like that that definitely getting that vibe. So countless wars, so they're living in comfort and they're also at war. Countless wars have fought over the Mother Crystals all around the land, leading to the rise of nations such as the Grand Duchy of Rosera, the Holy Empire of Sanbreque. Can you give me a sound check on
Sanbreque? I don't
Sanbreque? Kingdom of Walid?
Yeah. Walid seems fine.
Dalmican Republic, and I know this one, Iron Kingdom. I have one.
You missed Iran.
Aaron. Each with each with their own culture and ideology. Ongoing skirmishes have forced an uneasy peace between these nations, but with the emergence of the ruinous blight, that fragile peace is starting to deteriorate.
Oh no.
Oh. 3 characters have been swept up by the wind of fate. There's been a lot of speculation, so this is confirming who the characters are. But yes, the young knight and the tattooed man in the Awakening trailer are one in the same. His name is Clive Rosefeld, and he is the main protagonist of the game, the firstborn son of the Archduke of Rosera. Clive is the shield who protects his younger brother Joshua, the dominant of the Phoenix. Joshua is bestowed with the blessing of the Phoenix upon him, giving Clive the ability to wield a part of the Eikons' fire. However, as the story unfolds, he is swept up into a great tragedy.
Oh.
Joshua, and in this case is Clive's younger brother, who is also the dominant of the Phoenix, an icon of fire. Dominants are special beings who have the power of the icon residing in them. As a dominant, Joshua transforms into the Phoenix and fights to protect his nation. Even though he was born into royalty, Joshua treats everyone with kindness, but he does have a childlike side, and he has a particular dislike of carrots. So already they're immediately starting to see some, it's these little bits that I make the world feel so much more alive. And the fact that when they talk about carrots, as a dad, I have Maddie who loves carrots. And then I have Annie who does not like carrots at all. So
Yeah, I don't know if any WoW characters like or don't like carrots. There's just no lore there.
That's too funny. 2 brothers find a confidant in Jill Warwick, who was raised alongside them. In an early age, Jill was taken from her homeland in the Northern Territories, a nation that swore loyalty to the Grand Duchy of Rosera to become the ward of the duchy, securing peace between the 2 realms. She spends her childlike years with Clive and Joshua as a member of the Rosefield household. Did you watch Game of Thrones? I'm assuming the rest of the world. Yeah. I'm immediately getting some, of that aspects, right? You have nations, and you have it's they're setting up a way. It seems like that you're going to have a lot of conflict. Go ahead, Chris.
So I think it depends. So there's a couple of ways to deal with that. So you have things like Game of Thrones, where it's a massive geopolitical game, where it's a social game.
Yeah.
And battle is this thing that results because of social relationship. And then you have something like The Witcher, where the geopolitical nature is responding to conflict. It feels like the conflict kind of takes the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have politicians who feel forced to take certain action because of the conflict,
treaties, and the
they're
conflict,
trying to come out ahead socially.
So
I think there's different ways to handle that, and different world building can result in a different balance of are we going to spend our time in palaces finding out that so and so is plotting against things, or are we going to go out and some beast has come from the power of the Mother Crystal, and now local politicians are calling upon us to help deal with it.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see how that does play out. The other side of that is still these relationships these characters have, right? So Jill is, she is an adoptive member of the family that brought about peace between nations, right? So it's you wonder who she is and how that. I'm really excited to find out more about these 3 characters.
It's also the first. I know that there was some criticism from some portion of the community that 16, the original reveal trailer in all 30 seconds of glory or whatever it was, didn't show us enough. And one of the legitimate complaints is that is this going to be male dominated, or are we going to have a more diverse cast? So right from the get go, it's we got 2 brothers, and then there's a girl. And so I will say that they're to introduce a non-family member right from the get go. It is nice to show that they're it's just nice to show a diverse cast, as opposed to continuing that narrative, and then we've got to get halfway through development before we find out whether or not people are going to have characters with which they can identify.
Mm-hmm. All right, so regarding the icons and the dominants that threaten the world, for those familiar with the Final Fantasy series, you may know as the icons as summons, and they are without a doubt the most powerful, destructive, and lethal creatures in all of Valisthea. wielding powers that can level nations. Icons reside within special beings called dominants, and how dominants are treated depending on the realm that they were revealed. They're either revealed to as royalty, or in others, they're sent to the front lines as weapons of war. In the Awakening trailer, icons such as Phoenix, Titan, Shiva, and Ifrit all make an appearance. As for the questions about how many other icons are out there in Valisthea, who they are, and what will happen when it all comes to, well, just wait for a future reveal to find out. I hope you get a chance to visit the new website. You'll find plenty of more information and artwork there. The big announcement will be in 2021, so please look forward to it and keep looking forward to Final Fantasy XVI. So I'm pulling up the site now. Let me
just a quick lore question.
Yeah.
So icons are partially like summoned by like human desire, right? Like we kind of
in
bring
14.
them into being.
Yeah.
In 14. So like if we assume that's a good origin point for things like Titan, and Titan gets to make an appearance in multiple universes within Final Fantasy, is it not possible that the only reason Titan's not real here in the real world is because not enough of them believe in him?
Yeah, it's
because he seems to be able to just jump universe to universe, parallel reality to parallel reality.
Yeah,
totally unrelated timelines.
All right, I'll go with it. All right, so we have right here on the main site the first official image that they teased us back a couple years ago. Now I think actually it's almost been a year since we were out at Blizzard and at the Fan Fest, and so we were out there, and then this beautiful image drops, and you see like the guy with the little dragon wyvern hanging out with them. And then now what makes sense from the artwork itself, the Mother Crystal, kind of like mountainous Mother Crystal regions listed out there. So they kind of just go over in this post what they're talking about from Yoshi P. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I think this is the post where it sets up the conflict. So I'm just listening.
It is. So we get a picture of the world map here, the realms of Valisthea, and you got like crystals, you got all kinds of cool stuff, a little volcano down here in the bottom. I think this is just great. I love when we get these map reveals to see kind of more about the world itself. Again, guys, go check it out. But here we're going to dive into the different empires.
Do you think is playable?
What's that?
How much of it do you think will be playable?
I think being that this, I think all
like
of
some
this
games
is
have
huge,
beautiful maps, and then some games have smaller maps, but like all of it's playable.
Yeah, 14 has huge, beautiful maps, but not all of it's playable. There's still areas in the map that we're like, oh, it'd be great to be able to go there. And anyway, in this case, I would say, being that how they've kind of structured the game in its world, I would say that all of this is probably going to be playable. But that's just my running theory right now. Let's dive into the different areas and let's talk about them. So, regarding the Duchy of Rosaria, long ago, a group of small independent provinces in western Valisthea found strength and unity and formed the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. After years of relative prosperity, the Duchy now finds itself threatened by the spread of the Blight, a threat that, if left unchecked, would doubtless usher in the realm to ruin. Rosaria draws its aether from Drake's Breath, a mother crystal situated on the volcanic island off the coast. The dominant of the Phoenix, Icon of Fire, is enthroned as Archduke when they come of age. So Joshua, in this case, should come of age and become the Grand Duke if he, I don't know, survives. We'll have to wait and see. Like, it sounds like there's a tragedy in our midst. The Holy Empire of Sembweke is the largest theocratic force in Valisthea. The Emperor's holy capital, Orphan Flame, is built around Drake's head, the mother crystal that blesses the surrounding province with abundance of aether. The people are happily take advantage of this living in comfort and security under the watchful gaze of the Holy Emperor, whom they worship as a living incarnation of the one true deity, the dominant of Redacted. So we don't know who they're going to serve as the Empire's champion, taking the field at times of war to rout its enemies.
This is bound to go well.
Oh,
this is our Kalusia here.
Yeah.
Like, things are great.
Things are fantastic. The Kingdom of Walid claims an entirety of Ash. It claims the entirely, I can't read, eastern half of, the entirety of the eastern half of Valisthea, its domain. The kingdom's control of the continent has often been tested by the orcs and other beastmen who make their home there. Orcs. And other beastmen and who make their home there. But the current ruler of the realm, Dominant Blank, has succeeded in quelling their rebellions, using the power of the kingdom of Mother Crystal's Drake's spine, and a new king has built up the mighty army of which it now seeks to test the borders of its neighbors. Then you've got the Dalamecan Republic. It's made up of 5 states, which all members of its ruling parliament are drawn. Its Mother Crystal's Drake's Fang have half hidden in the heart of the mountain, and the Republic's control over it and its aether, securing the obedience of the large part of the southern part of the continent. The dominant of Titan, the Eikons of Earth, has installed a special advisor to Parliament and a significant say in the decision-making. The Iron Kingdom, the Iron, a small group of islands off the coast storm the western half of Valisthea's twin realms. Here, the crystalline orthodox is in extreme faith and worship the crystals and reign supreme. The Iron Kingdom controls Drake's breath, the mother crystal that sits at the heart of one of their islands. Long a source of contention with neighboring Rosaria, isolated and aloof from the mainland nations, the Iron Bloods speak their own language. Orthodox doctrine judges dominance to be unholy abominations, and any unlucky enough to be born on the island are executed. Yeah, real welcoming team there. And the Crystalline Dominion, and looks like here you got...
This is what we're fighting over.
Yeah. The Crystalline Dominion sits at the heart of Valisthea, built around the tallest of all Mother Crystals, Drake's Tail. Many bloody battles were fought for control over this small plot of land due to its strategic importance, till the warring realms finally agreed to an armistice. As part of the peace treaty, the islands around Drake's Tail became an autonomous dominion, led by a council of representatives from the surrounding nations. Such realms enjoy equal claim to the Mother Crystal's blessing, but no dominant makes their home there. And so that is the world itself, and then we get a little bit more detail on the three characters. Obviously, Clive, Joshua, and Jill, all kind of just basically reiterating what we already know about them regarding their icons and how they do that. So it looks like also Clive is getting, the reason why he has those powers is he's getting them like gifted by Joshua, the icon, in this case, the dominant of Phoenix.
Which it then said earlier he's protecting. It's like, well, I don't know that you have to protect him if all of your power comes from him.
It'll be interesting to see.
So why is that?
So it's saying,
probably a reason.
But carrots become the least of his concerns when he too is swept up in the tragic events that changed Clive's life forever. So, all right, guys, there is so much.
Freaking carrots, man.
To unpack. Oh yeah,
that's what I want to know. What's going on with the carrots?
What's up with the carrots in Final Fantasy XVI? Let us know what you guys think. This is such an exciting day. I think we get some more 16 news, and then obviously we'll get some in I'm assuming February. I think what we'll see is that they will have a big thing, a big old reveal, when they talk about the future of Final Fantasy XIV and 16 and more. Who knows? But it does seem like it's going to be coming. If it doesn't hit 2021, I would think it might slip to 2022. But I think this is much closer than everybody thinks. What do you think, Chris? Do you think it's closer, or do you think? It's
it might come out before Cyberpunk 2027, 77 there. So it's hard to say. It's a close neck. It's a neck and neck race there.
You just hurt somebody. Like somebody just went, oh.
I would say this is really far off. And rather than try to assign it a date, the best thing we can do after we've watched time and time again them have delays and is just have this in the back of your head as like a project you're glad they're working on, and then just don't set an expectation. Just let them, if they want to take 10 years making this from when they first trailered it, that's fine. Don't get any more excited than that.
I say get excited.
They have a great group of people working on it, so it's gonna be awesome. But I just don't want to make it overly something where people are now disappointed that it didn't come out by the end of next year.
I say get excited, maintain that excitement for as long as possible. Figure out ways to
And if your candle burns out, write an angry comment in one of our videos.
All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. This was a lot of fun to talk through and kind of cover. And if we missed anything or there's anything that stood out to you, let us know what you think in the comments below. But for Work to Game, my name's Brian.
My name's Chris.
Be sure to check out our next video tomorrow, going over my initial impressions of WoW Shadowlands as a Final Fantasy player. So hopefully you enjoy that video. But hope to see you there. But until then,
take care.
This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.